For you, ChatGPT, I have some questions about this topic, the secret building to building casting.
Of course, feel free to ask any questions you
Hab-
have about building lasting habits, and I'm here to help out in any way I can.
What do you think is the biggest reason most people fail to maintain new habits?
I think one of the biggest reasons is that people often set overly ambitious goals or don't plan for setbacks. When the initial excitement fades, it can be easy to get discouraged. Can see patience and realistic goal setting are often the keys to overcoming that challenge.
How long does it really take to build a lasting habit?
It really can vary from person to person and from habit to habit. On average, it's often said to take about 2 months, roughly around 60 days, but it can be shorter or longer depending on the complexity of the habit and the individual's consistency.
Why is starting small important when forming new habits?
Starting small is important because it makes the habit more manageable and less overwhelming. It helps you build consistency and it's easier to maintain over time. Plus, those small wins accumulate and lead to bigger, lasting changes in the long run.
Why is
You're
starting
very
small important when forming new habits?
Absolutely, it really is crucial. It helps you build momentum and makes the process feel less daunting, ultimately setting you up for more sustainable.
How can someone stay motivated after the initial excitement wears off?
Staying motivated at initial excitement definitely be challenging.
How can habit sticking make it easier to adopt new behaviors?
Habit stacking really makes it easier already do consistently, so it creates a natural cue for the new behavior. This way, the new habit feels more manageable and is more likely to stick in the long term.
How can someone stay motivated after the initial excitements wear off?
One way to stay motivated is to focus on the small, consistent wins and celebrate progress along the way. It also helps to remind yourself of the bigger picture and the reasons why you started. And having a support system or accountability can definitely help maintain that motivation over time.
What role does consistency play in habit formation?
Consistency is absolutely vital because it helps reinforce the behavior and makes it become second nature. Over time, the more consistently you practice the habit, the more automatic it becomes, and that steady repetition really cements it in your routine.
How can habit taking make it easier to adopt new behavior?
Habit stacking makes it easier because it ties the new behavior to something you already do automatically, creating a natural and seamless transition. This way, new habit feels less daunting and is more likely to stick because you're essentially building on an existing routine.
How does one break old negative habits effectively?
Breaking old negative habits often involves identifying the triggers that lead to them, replacing them with healthier alternatives, and using strategies like mindfulness or positive reinforcement. It also helps to set clear, realistic goals and to be patient with yourself throughout the process.
Why do our environments influence our habits more than we realize?
Our environment plays a huge. It can either encourage certain behaviors or make them more challenging. For example, having temptations easily accessible can reinforce negative habits, while a supportive environment can make positive habits much easier to maintain. Essentially, the environment can shape and reinforce our habits more than we might realize. Absolutely. If you have any more questions or
What is the difference between discipline and motivational when it comes to habits?
great question, discipline is more about the commitment and self control that helps you keep them when you don't feel motivated. Motivation, on the other hand, is that initial drive or enthusiasm that gets you started. In short, motivation might get you going, but discipline keeps you going over the long term.
How can tracking progress help reinforce new habits?
Absolutely, tracking progress is really powerful because it gives you tangible evidence of your efforts, which can boost your motivation and keep you accountable. It also helps you identify patterns, celebrate small wins, and adjust your approach as needed, making it easier to stick with the habit over time.
How do based habits I am a healthy person lead to long term success?
Identity based habits focus on becoming the type of person you want to be rather than just achieving specific goals. When you see yourself as a healthy person, for example, you're more likely to make choices that align with that identity consistently. This mindset shift helps reinforce habits in the long run, leading to more sustainable and lasting success.
What are some common myths about habit formation?
There are quite a few common myths. For instance, one popular myth is that it takes exactly 21 days to form a habit, when in reality it can vary a lot. Another is all you need, when in fact environment and systems play a huge role as well. Also, some people think that you need to have perfect consistency, but in reality, small setbacks are normal and it's all about getting back on track.
Why do some people find it easier than others to stick to habits?
That can depend on a few factors like individual personality traits, the strength of their motivation, the support systems they have in place, and the environment they're in. Some people also have more established routines or better coping strategies, which can make it easier for them to stick with their habits in the long run.
What is the best way to recover after breaking a habit streak?
A great is to practice yourself. If you're too hard on yourself, it helps to reflect on what triggered the setback, adjust your id, and then back on track. Setting more manageable goals and leaning on your support network can also make a big difference in getting back.
How does mindset affect our ability to build lasting habits?
Mindset plays a huge role because a growth mindset, for example, helps you see challenges as opportunities to learn rather than setbacks. When you believe that your abilities can improve over time, you're more likely to stay persistent and resilient. On the other hand, a fixed mindset can make it harder to overcome obstacles. So, cultivating a positive, growth oriented mindset can definitely boost your ability to build lasting habits. You're
What is
very well.
one habit that completely changed your life and how did you make it stick?
Oh, that's a great question. For me, one of the life changing habits has been a daily mindfulness practice. I made it stick by starting really small, just a few minutes each day, and gradually building up. I also tied it to an existing routine, like right after my morning coffee. That consistency, along with being gentle with myself on off days, helped it become a lasting habit.
If someone could build just one habit this year, what should it be and why?
That's a tough but great question. I'd say one of the most impactful habits could be cultivating a regular gratitude practice. It helps boost overall well-being, improves mental health, and can shift your perspective in a really positive way. Plus, it's relatively simple to start and can have a ripple effect on other areas of your life.
Give me about this topic.
Absolutely. In essence, building a gratitude practice each day to reflect on the things you're thankful for, which can significantly enhance overall happiness and well-being. Over time, this habit can help shift your focus towards the positive aspects of life, reduce stress, and improve your relationships. It's a simple yet powerful practice.